Well, I greet my viewers. We will have a liberal message from such an understanding Plato like me, I'm like Nigerian. Actually, today I want to make a few comments about that fiscal year budget that comes from President Obama, from Democrat President Obama, and contains the tax increases of about $1.3 trillion to fix budget deficit, which I found a victory for liberal cause, and which I found quite satisfying in terms of reducing budget deficit. It cuts down military budget by 5 times, reducing it from $6 billion to $1 billion. Eliminates $5 billion in military spending, in excessive military spending, which will be drastically cut. Military expenses should be cut very dramatically because it's waste of federal money, federal funds. In the second, I believe that in spite of promises of reactionary Republican Ramrod Congressman, Wisconsin Congressman Ryan, to have it dead on arrival, I believe this budget will be passed by House of Representatives, even if Republicans are even majority there. The Republican mostly a reactionary party, and it's party of big business. It's not a party of small business. It's not a party of intellectuals. Not a party of working class people. It's a party of prostitutes of American imperialism. Actually, was kept horse, of those American imperialists who only saw the interests of wealthy and imperialist circles in order to fight the working class movement, civil rights, stuff like that. I believe that if U.S. House of Representatives doesn't pass this budget, U.S. Treasury won't issue any paychecks to Congress at all. So if most Congress want to see any paycheck from Treasury, from working as a House of Representative, they need to pass the budget. Otherwise, U.S. Treasury will have orders not to issue him any paycheck whatsoever, and will get nothing. And will try to make it at the expense of neo-fascist corporate leaders like Koch brothers and other oil producers. Third, I hope I express my solidarity, full solidarity with working class people of state of Wisconsin, with state local union members who will fight any kind of union busting that Wisconsin Republican neo-fascist reactionary Republican Governor Walker of Wisconsin decided to implement. And I believe that Wisconsin local union members should go on strike and demand negotiations with Governor Walker. So if he refuses negotiating, if he refuses back down on union busting, on implementing that law that allows, that eliminates, that prohibits, strictly prohibits even collective bargaining for state workers, including teachers and other state workers, janitors, teachers, janitors, and maintenance workers, union workers, Wisconsin workers should go on strike in that case, to fight back against Republican assault on union rights. Otherwise, Republicans will actually definitely will achieve a goal of cutting, cutting wages of working class people, of violating civil rights of workers, and eliminate collective bargaining rights for unions. And I believe that President Obama should actually raise taxes against the wealthy people who make more than $80,000. This is incredibly wealthy, but he leaves a loophole for those who make up to $250,000 individually on an annual basis, because he himself was kept whole with government foundation. If President Obama decided to rake in $90 million in bribes, it's called a book deal. It was foundation for been impeached. He may as well be impeached as President Clinton was impeached on perjury charges by Republican majority in 1997 or something, in the late 90s. And if President Obama wants to end his political rule just as corrupt President Nixon did, he was impeached by Congress and he resigned after 3 years of rule. It will be his kind of political destiny when if he wants to, be impeached on corruption charges or taking bribes of $90 million. It's his problem. But if I were President Obama, Democrat by nature, I wouldn't get rid of those $90 million when trying to do him in, his opponents, Republican opponents, in order to survive those any attempts to impeach him. Because otherwise he will end up like his, Illinois mobster Democrat Rod Blagojevich, who got convicted on corruption charges and who was doing corruption and extortion, State of Illinois was impeached and convicted by the state senate and was actually convicted on federal charges of extortion and racketeering and organized crime conspiracy as well. So I believe that voters should fight for liberal growth. I express my solidarity with Wisconsin state and local union members, and I very much regret and with the flight of those Democratic Wisconsin senators who refused to come to vote. I know it's very civil responsibility, but a job responsibility requirement to vote on any kind of issue which been part of a job. If we don't come to vote, we will lose their paycheck. I understand it this way, but I believe that those Democrats, such as Barack Obama, who decided to double-cross Democrats and leave a loopholes for wealthy who make up to $250,000 annually, we will regret it and still condemn him. And President Obama took bribes, $90 million in book deal, disguised as a book deal for his denial to raise a minimum wage. It's actually leaves a bad blemish on President Obama being a prostitute of American imperialism.